So the chairperson for this session will be Professor Shivani Bali. Professor Shivani Bali is a professor and area chair business analytics at Jaipurya Institute of Management, Noida. Dr. Bali has received her master's and PhD degrees from the Department of Operational Research, University of Delhi, India. She has more than 2 decades of experience in teaching, training, consultancy in analytics and operation. She has awarded the Best Professor in the Operational Management Award in 2019 and Academic Excellence Award in 2021 and Teaching Excellence Award in 2023 and 2024. And the speaker for this session will be Professor Rajesh Karki. Over to you, sir. Rajesh, sir?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So please share your screen.
Oh, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. So you can start your presentation.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. And I believe we have a multidisciplinary audience here, so I'll try to not go too much technical into my own area of discipline. So good morning, everyone. It's good night here in Saskatoon, Canada, where I am, but I believe it's just freshening up time there in India there. So the title of my talk is Affordability and Reliability of Sustainable Energy Systems. Now, when I say sustainable energy systems, I mean energy infrastructure that are capable of meeting the energy needs of mankind and the society without having a negative impact on the environment. So it's basically electrical energy infrastructure that does not provide any greenhouse gas emissions, as these are believed to be one of the major contributors to global warming. Now, the growth in energy demand, as we all know, increases with time. And obviously, there are various reasons for that. And one of the key reasons is population growth. And I believe it's quite evident to understand why population growth would cause growth in energy needs. Another factor is economic growth. So as we all know, economic development is fueled by energy. So in countries where there is rapid economic development, mainly the emerging economies, mostly China, India, we've seen a very rapid growth in energy demand in recent years. So this really causes a growth in energy needs of the society. And most of this is served through electric energy. So other forms of energy are also being replaced by electric energy. So therefore, the growth in electrical energy is much more rapid these days, and also looking into the future, we're expecting a very rapid growth in electric energy demand. And obviously the main reason is the environment. So in order to sustain, to have a sustainable environment, other sectors such as transportation, which is primarily fueled by fossil energy, is also being replaced by electric energy. Home heating, such as in many industrialized countries, in the wintertime, the home heating is mainly from natural gas, and that is also being now replaced by electric energy. And also, with economic growth comes prosperity in the living standards of people. And therefore, people tend to use more electric energy in meeting their day-to-day needs, in the form of electric or electronic appliances and tools. So people who used to wash clothes manually now may be using a washer using electrical energy. So these are some of the examples. So we all anticipate very rapid growth in electric energy demand moving into the future due to these reasons. And it's not just the growth in demand. It's like on the right-hand side, I don't know if you can see my mouse over here. I'm hovering my mouse on the right side of the screen. Can you see that? So this is just an example I've taken from some of the work I've been doing in Saskatchewan. And obviously, different countries and jurisdictions have obviously different expectation of growth in energy demand. So this is electrical energy, the lower one, the black color, we had in the year 2009. So this was data from some time ago that I did some work in the past. 3,200 megawatts of peak demand in 2009. And that grew to 3,700 megawatts in 2015. Now note that this is only in the province of Saskatchewan, where we have a population of 1 million people. Okay. So obviously there's a growth in demand, but there's also a variation in the demand profile. But what I mean with that is the variation in demand with time, how that varies over time. So, and different factors actually make that, cause that to change. For example, obviously with economic growth, there's more industrialization. So the industrial demand is quite different from the residential demand. And so therefore that tends to kind of flatten the variation. So as you go from 2009, the black one, to the blue one, you can see it's more flattened. So we call that a increasing demand factor. And also going into the future, we're expecting other energy demands converting into electrical energy, such as electric vehicles. So that's going to cause a lot of erratic charging, discharging into the grid. So therefore, that's going to increase more uncertainty in the demand. And if you look at this, compare these two demand variation pattern, electric energy demand variation pattern, 2009 and 2015 in Saskatchewan, what you can see that, you can also see that due to the warming, as the weather gets warmer, maybe a contribution of global warming, there's more air conditioner load in the summer. So you can see the blue one, even the center is the summer months, and the edges are the winter months. Although the peak demand occurs in the wintertime, the summer demands are increasing due to air conditioning load. So you can see this variation. So in summary, the electric energy demand is increasing very rapidly, and also the profile is changing. Okay. And one of a few main factors that's really going to cause electricity demand to increase rapidly in the near future, as seen by many analysts, is over here. I've listed here electric vehicles. So they're going to go from gasoline or petrol energy into electric energy. So that's going to really cause the demand to go up. Data centers. So due to computation, AI applications, that's going to be one of the major reasons for rapid electric energy demand growth. Air conditioning loads, and as I mentioned, the countries with emerging economics. So these are really going to be the prime drivers of electricity demand growth as we go into the future. So what this means is the society or mankind tends to rely more on electric energy. So as reliance on electricity continuously increases with time, the societal impact of power supply interruptions or power outages is also going to increase to the society. Or in other words, the cost of power outages to the society is going to increase as we rely more on electric energy. So therefore, as the electric energy demand increases with time, new investment must be continuously made in order in power generation resources and in the grid infrastructure to supply electricity to customers with acceptable level of reliability. Now, why do we have to invest into the energy system to maintain system reliability? Now, inadequate investment for reliability of the energy supply system means we're going to experience excessive power outages. So what that means is that there will be increased power outage costs to electricity consumers or electricity customers. So therefore, we need to invest into the electric energy system in order to maintain reliability. But as we increase the investment, the reliability of supply does not increase linearly. As you can see in this figure here, so it's a non-linear relation between the investment that you make into the system and the resulting increase in reliability. So if you look at this plot over here, I don't know if you can see my mouse here. If you're at the left-hand side of the curve, where the reliability is, let's say the reliability of your system is relatively low. Okay, so then in order to in order to increase the reliability by a certain amount, shown by this horizontal arrow, then you need to make a corresponding increase in investment shown on the left-hand side on the y-axis. Okay, so you can see a small amount of investment can result in that desired amount of increase in reliability. But if your power system is already at a high level of reliability over here, in order to make the same level of improvement in reliability, you will need to make a very large increase in investment. So what that means is the investment for incremental reliability increases. So therefore, you need to know when to stop. You can't really, if you want to achieve very high reliability, the incremental cost is going to be very, very high. So, and all this investment that is made into the system in order to make the system reliable is eventually borne by the customers. And that is going to show up as electricity price that the customer pays. Now, in investment, in making investment to improve reliability, the investment can be either made in the generation facilities, that is basically power plants. This could be thermal power plants, hydro power plants, conventional power plants, or this could be renewables like wind, solar. Or you could also invest, and you also need to invest in the transmission and distribution facilities. energy storage, smart grid initiatives, and so on. But if you look at the overall investment any power utility makes in their system, over 90% of the investment is in the generation facilities. So therefore, the investment in the generation resources mainly dictates the electricity price. And therefore, when we talk about investment for reliability, and then that is affecting the price of the customer, so we're mainly talking about investment in generation resources in order to maintain a certain level of reliability. Now, in terms of investing in generation resources, let me just move this out of my window here. Sorry. Now, there are various options out there. Obviously, the conventional resources, such as fossil-fired generation, there could be thermal units, nuclear units, and so on. Now, usually the thermal units, we have large amount of generation that's from coal, natural gas, oil, different types of oil, and they provide firm power, which means they provide stable power, a power that you can count on. So therefore, they provide high reliability of supply of power out of these resources. So that's an advantage. But the disadvantage is they cause environmental pollution. And the other options are renewable energy resources such as wind and solar. Obviously, these are environmentally very friendly, but the power output is highly variable. Therefore, they are not reliable. You can't count on it when you need it. And therefore, in order to use wind and solar and also have a certain level of reliability, we need to use support technologies such as energy storage and other smart smart grid technologies. Therefore, that's really going to make the a high cost of using these resources. So as you see, these different types of generation resources can have different impacts on investment costs, and therefore that's going to affect the electricity price. And also the level of reliability that can be achieved from investing in these can be different. So, and also the impact on the environment. So all of these things have to be balanced while making these decisions. Now, because of these environmental concerns, there are energy sustainability goals that are being set by many jurisdictions around the world, such as a net zero emission by, sorry, this will be 2050, not 2025. Net zero emission by 2050. Okay, so that has mainly driven, the growth in generation options. If you look at this diagram here, this figure here from International Energy Agency World from 2024 World Energy Outlook. So they anticipate going from 2024 all the way to 2035. The brown color is coal. Eventually the coal is going to be phased out, and we're still going to see some natural gas, but this is also going to decline. But this green, these are renewables. So therefore, this is a global outlook. So we are expecting huge investment in renewable resources. Okay, so which will mainly be wind and solar. Now you can see the electricity price. This just for comparison, I've shown the electricity price in Canada. This is from some work I did in 2015. So, but nevertheless, it shows the idea here. So it mainly depends on the type of energy generation resources that have been invested in their systems. So here you can see for the 10 different provinces in Canada, the lowest electricity price then was for Quebec. It 8 cents, 8.27 cents per unit. And if you look at Quebec, they are 91% hydro and 7% wind. So so they have only, so that's the generation resource combination there. And the highest price in 2015 was in Prince Edward Island, in the province called Prince Edward Island, with 17.8 cents per unit. And you can see in that province, there's 56% wind and 44% was, petroleum diesel. So with wind and solar, as you expect more wind and solar into your energy portfolio, that's really going to drive the electricity price, because it's going to be very, very costly to maintain that same level of reliability. Now, Madam Chair, let me know when it's my time to stop, because I haven't timed myself. Now,
Right,
the
sir.
So you
so the
can
power
conclude the
outage
meeting.
costs.
Sir?
Yes,
So you can conclude your meeting.
I'm sorry.
In 5 minutes.
In 5
In
minutes.
Okay,
5
sure, yeah.
minutes, you may conclude, right?
Okay. So the monetary losses incurred by electricity customers as a result of electricity supply interruptions is called power outage costs or customer interruption costs. And this can be, direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost can be easily measured, whereas indirect costs are not that easy to, to estimate. And obviously these power outage costs are very different to different types of electricity customers, because when you say electricity customers, it is not only residential, but there's residential, industrial, commercial, and so on. So therefore, the different types of customers are affected in different ways. But there's a way to, calculate what are the power outage costs of the entire society. So now I won't go into this. So therefore, we can do a study. So this is some study I did for the province of Saskatchewan to come up with the power outage costs. So there's a way that we can actually calculate that, and by knowing the combination of different types of customers that you have in the jurisdiction, and knowing how your your dollars per kilowatt demand normalized interruption cost is as a function of the outage duration. Longer the outage, it's going to be more costly. So then there's a way we can actually calculate this. So therefore, this value-based investment, so we need to know what is the right level of reliability we should target for when you make investment. And that can be done by, this value-based reliability investment method. So as I mentioned earlier, in order to increase the reliability, you have to invest in the generation resources. And in the left-hand side, you have, your dollars. As you increase the dollars, the reliability improves, shown by this blue line here. But as the reliability improves, the power outages reduce. Therefore, the power outage costs will reduce, as shown by the red line over here. Now, who pays for the investment cost? Is the customer pays for that. Who pays for the outage cost? Obviously, is the customer that suffers the outage cost. So both of these costs are seen by the customer. So when you add both of these costs, which is seen by the customer, that you get the total cost, which is the green curve there. So the minimum value is the minimum cost seen by the customers, or we can call that the societal cost. That's when the societal cost is minimum. And that minimum cost will occur at this vertical line right here. If you go down, so that's the level of reliability. So that's the optimum reliability that you should target for. So you should try to make investment to meet that reliability. If you invest more than that, that's over investment. If you less than that, that's under investment. So there's more, outage cost, cost to the customers. So I think I'll stop here, because I've run out of time. So basically now the thing is, going into the future with net zero, when you have a lot of renewables, it's going to be much more costly. The investment costs are going to go very rapidly to maintain the same level of reliability. So therefore, then what that means is the society may not be able to enjoy the same level of reliability that we've been enjoying so far. So that's one issue there. The other issue is, if you want to maintain the same level of reliability, is that going to be affordable to the society? So right now I'm doing some work in this area. So it's a little bit of multidisciplinary work. So that might be of interest to many of you. I know as many of you are in the business area and as well. So this is something, many politicians, our political leaders really have to, they're looking for answers to these type of questions, as we're really dealing with this energy, renewable energy portfolio, energy investment, and so on. So I think my time is up, so I'll stop right here. I'll thank you again for your uh, uh, giving
Thank
me
you
this
so much, sir, for
opportunity to
the
make the
wonderful
presentation.
insights.
Thanks. Yeah.
Any questions?
I'll ask. A very wonderful presentation, Professor Karki. I
Mhm.
just, want to ask about, so you're talking of, the energy solutions, right? The electricity. But
Mhm.
now it is the era of circular economy. So it is said that say for example, electric batteries are there, right? So
Mhm.
disposal of those electric batteries, they are harming the environment in terms of carbon emission, the carbon footprints and the pollution in the environment. So what is the solution you suggest for this? Because you are seeing at, one side of the coin, which is generation of electricity, right? So disposal of
Mhm.
electrical products. So what is your views about that?
Well, my focus on generation is basically because we're really looking. I'm really focusing on can we afford to maintain the same level of reliability, right? And as I said, since any electric utility, if the overall investment any utility makes in the system, over 90% of that is in the generation facilities. So therefore, that's what really dictates the price the customer pays for electricity. So, because my talk is more to do with affordability of the customers and the reliability. So therefore, this is mainly focused on, on the generation resources. So that's the broader picture here. But what's going to happen is with the renewables, I, I didn't really time myself on this, but what happens is when you have renewables such as wind and solar, you will never be able to get the the level of reliability that you want. Because if you look at solar, say for example, and the solar power you only get in the daytime, right? But your peak demand occurs in the evening. So whenever you have a peak demand, you don't have, no matter how much you invest in solar, you're never going to get there. So therefore, we have to have energy storage system in order to, be invest in solar and at the same time maintain reliability. So we have to store that energy and then use it when we need it. So therefore, energy storage is, there's going to be a huge market for, $1 trillion market for energy storage going into the future. You saw that outlook for energy resources. If we are expecting so much of renewables into the energy mix, that means there's going to be massive amount of energy storage out there. So, and obviously now, the issues with how to handle energy storage, what type of energy, it's not just batteries, they're talking about, I was part of a network research grant that dealt with energy storage. And I was mainly looking at, flywheel energy storage and compressed air energy storage and batteries. So we have a whole host of energy storage, and different energy storage serve as different commodity in the electricity market. So they have slightly different characteristics. So they are not the same. So obviously now when you really get to in the battery side and the technology and the materials used, and then how do you dispose them? So those are something that I haven't really looked at. But obviously that's something people expert in that field are really looking into that area, and you can really, I guess you can Google that, but I'm not the expert for that area there.
All right, all right. So
Mhm.
I request the audience if there is any question.
Yeah, hello, Professor Rajesh Kargidam Kapoor here.
Hello, Professor Kapoor. Nice to hear your voice.
So I was wondering with the title, that affordability and reliability. That affordability, I may buy electricity or whatever, because I can afford. Others who cannot afford, so they don't use the electricity.
No, it's not on a. Well, thank you for the for your question. Yeah, so this affordability is I think it's a key question nowadays of politicians in the industrialized world. They're all talking because in Canada and in the US, the politicians, we still want to use more of the fossil fired units, the petroleum energy, rather than go for a net zero at this point in time, because they're saying the society cannot afford uh, to go that way, because the reliability is not is going to be so poor. We're going to have so much outage costs, so we're not when we invest in electric resources, we are not getting the minimum societal cost through our investment. So that's the kind of things that are going on. So affordability, I know it's a good question that you raise. Now I personally am, I have a project that really has to do with affordability, but I'm not an expert on business. But the way that I'm going to look at affordability is, not really going by, I guess one way to go that would be based on the the standards of the people, the affordability based on whether you are in the minimum income range or you are in the middle income range and so on. But in an aggregate way, what the society has been paying for, what they pay for electricity, for the type of reliability that they enjoy relative to their average income, and how that is going to change when we go to net zero, what they would have to pay, what share of their average income they would have to pay just to maintain the level of reliability through renewable resources. And then, like, would that be, and then we have to figure out what is affordable, what up to what point is affordable and what point is not affordable. But
Yeah,
that's a question that we really haven't had a strong grip onto, but we're trying to look at it from different angles, Professor Kapoor.
Okay, but it's an interesting study. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll start with our next presentation. So the session chair will be Professor Vikram Bali. Dr. Vikram Bali is the director at Galgotia College of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida. He has 24 years of teaching and administrative experience and has published over 90 research papers. Dr. Bali is a senior member of IAE and holds lifetime membership in ISTE, CSE, and IE. He has received several awards, including the IRSD International Academic Leader Award 2021 and Green Thinkers at Distinguished Educator Award 2018. His research interests include software engineering, blockchain, CBCC, CBSS, and AI. And our speaker will be Professor Vivek Srivastava. Dr. Srivastava is currently a professor at National Institute of Technology, Uttarakhand, India. He has more than 20 years of diversified experience in teaching, learning, research, industrial and academic leadership in India, China, and the USA. Dr. Srivastava had significant industrial experience in collaborating with industry and government organizations. Over to you, sir. Vivek, sir, could you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning, Kapil sir.
Good morning, sir. So please share your screen.
Yeah. Please confirm it is visible.
We can't see your screen, sir.
Just a
Please
minute.
share your screen.
Is it?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Please go ahead, Dr. Vivek. We can see the screen.
I have shared.
So you can start your presentation.
Okay, sure. So, very good morning to one and all present here. And I am, first of all, I am thankful to Professor Rapu to provide me the opportunity to talk on the in the conference ICRTTVM and great integration. So I have attended the last few minutes of the previous topic, which was delivered by the Professor Karki. So I believe the basic idea about the reliability he must be have given in the beginning of the presentation. So for in initial beginning, I would like to say reliability we can find for any kind of a system or components of the device. So when we talk about the electrical system or power system reliability, so we have to consider about its stability and the sustainability during the any kind of the disruption which occurs in the power grid. So with the timing, we are moving from the conventional energy sources to the smart grid. So we have to learn about the integration as well. So in the talk, I'm going to share what is the basic concept or the function when we are talking for the smart grid reliability, the reliability analysis approaches which are being used in the practices, and what are the different reliability tools, reliability evaluation matrices, and the real-time challenges which are being faced in the integration of the smart grids. And finally, I will put some lights on the conclusion and the recommendation. Basically, it's a basic idea which I'm going to cover here. So when we will go for the introduction of the reliability in the smart grid. So basically, reliability analysis tools that are essential for the ensuring the resilience and stability of the smart grid system that would be enable the identification and mitigation of the potential failure through the predictive modeling and the real-time monitoring, which is more important to provide a sustainable energy for a given standard of voltage and the frequency for all the customers which are lying in the smart the grid location. So we have to understand or we have to know about the importance of the reliability in the power system. So when we are considering the smart grids, so it is very crucial for the integration of the smart grid. In that case, we have to ensure the consistent energy supply and minimizing the disruption that can be affects consumer and the critical infrastructure. So the disruption may be occurs based on the voltage or frequency variation and the customer side or the based on the industrial demand as well. And this will impact. So to consider the higher reliability, so we have to ready to pay the higher prices. So this will reduces the operational high reliability, reduces the operational cost and enhance the customer satisfaction. because the stability and sustainability will give the customer satisfaction for the application or the consumption of the electrical energy, as fewer outages lead to the lower financial losses for both the utilities and consumers, promoting a stable energy market. So another the importance of reliability is the safety and security. So reliability power systems that are essential for maintaining safety and security in energy delivery, as they help prevent catastrophic failure and ensure the compliances and with regulatory standards in an increasing complex energy landscape. So, what are the challenges we are facing for maintaining the smart grid reliability? The major issue is the integration
Please
complexity,
change your slides.
because there are,
Hello, sir, do you hear me?
yes,
So please change your slides.
yes,
We
yes,
need all your slides.
it is not showing. Just
No,
a
sir,
minute.
it's lagging. No, it is. No, it's okay, sir.
Okay. Uh,
And sir, I
Now
will
it is
conclude
okay.
this session in 5 minutes.
Pardon?
So I'm saying, please try to conclude this session in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay, no, sir, you can have your time.
Okay, it's fine. So we have to consider about the challenges. So the diversity technologies which are considering with a smart grid presents. So let me move ahead. Then come to the main points. So what are the objectives for the reliability analysis? So these are the enhancing the system resilience, resources, and the facilitating the regulatory compliances, which is mandatory for the any electricity grids. So we have to talk about the traditional approaches and the approaches which are being analyzed or to find out the reliability assessment. So these are the historical analysis techniques. In this, we have to use historical data for using the past performance matrices and the future reliability, and identify the methods are the failure mode and the effect analysis, that is known as the FMEA, or the another one we can go with the failure mode effect and critical analysis, that is comes under the FMECA. So in this case, we have to evaluate potential failure modes in a system, assessing their impact and their reason. And based on the failure points, we have to prioritize the failure intensity, and we have to reduce their severe occurrence, severity, and the detection ratings. The another one is the reliability block diagrams. This is a graphical representation that will give the modeling interdependencies of the components and allow them to calculation of the overall system reliability throughout the combination methods. So when we are integrating the grid, so we have to consider the role of the distributed generation as well. So in this distribution generation, that will enhance the resilience of the smart grids by providing the localizing energy sources that reduces the dispensation of the centralized power plants. So that will reduce the impact of failure. And the another thing, the basically the tool, the different tools are the we are having the already existing the proven software application simulation models methods, and this will give the another idea of integration capability. And if based on the tools, it will increase the user accessibilities and the ICT application for the reliability application. So in this case, the reliability tools will facilitate the real-time data collection, that accurate assessment of the system performance, and quicker identification of the potential failure in the smart grids environments. So when we talk performance indicators, so what exactly is the KPI for the reliability analysis? smart grid calculation. So this will be the quantifiable matrices that assess the performance and resilience of the grid that will guiding the improvements and strategic decision making. And the common reliability matrices are uh, system average interruption duration index, SAFI, system average interruption frequency index is SAFI, and the customer average interruption duration index, CASI, which collectively give the insight for the services for the grid stability. So how it will impact on the stakeholders? So we have to monitor the KPIs to enhance the operational efficiency, but it will increase the customer satisfaction and the trust the stakeholder for the better and understanding the quality and reliability. Relative matrices, the application of the matrices will add the evaluating system performance, and this will also increase the strategic planning and resources allocation that will ensure the investment that is directed towards the grid resilience and the minimizing the service of the disruption of the consumers. So benchmarking, how we have to use the benchmarking for this smart grids. We can compare the reliability matrices comparison. So in this case, we have to compare with the SAFI, SADI, those are the reliability matrices with the different smart grid implementation, and that will provide the insight for the best practices and performance standard that can guide the improvement in the system reliability. And based on the comparison data, we have to fix some kind of a frameworks, and that will give the continuous improvement in the strategies as well. And for such cases, we have to consider some case-based real-time world application. So this will give the reliability tools for a reliability integration that will be highlighted and necessity for adaptive strategies and the continuously evolve the based on operational data. And the challenges which we are having in the grid integration, that is the data integration issues, dynamic behavior, and the regulatory compliances complexity, which we have to be considered during the smart grid evaluation and the use of reliability application. So in this case, we can immerse AI and the machine learning for grid integration that will allow the real-time monitoring and proactive maintenance strategies that will significantly reduce system failure and the smartness, smart grid environment. Another the important tool is the blockchain for the data integrity. So here we can ensure the security with the help of the reliability analysis and that will facilitate the transparent communication amongst the stakeholders and improving trust in the reliability and IoT. So that will enable the extensive data collection from the smart grid components and provide insight into the system performance and facilitating more accurate reliability assessment. So these are the latest trends in the field. So we can all cover, integrate with the reliability, AI, machine learning, blockchain, and the IoT integration. So that will help for the policy regulatory boards frameworks. So that will give the some kind of innovation and the engagement of the stakeholders. So here, I believe there must be some scholar or research area which can be the more interested to the upcoming researchers. So that will they may be focused on the development of the innovative reliability analysis tool based on the latest trend, and that will enhance the predictive maintenance capabilities and improve the overall resilience of the energy system. So at the concluding side, I would say we have to focus on the reliability tools with the help of the advanced techniques integration, and we have that will enhance the stakeholders' confidence. So this is all from my side in a brief manner.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful insights. Any question?
Thank you, Dr. Vivek, for the wonderful presentation, right? So this is Dr. Vikram Bali, and I would like to just ask you one question, right? So you have included the emerging technologies in the integration of the smart grid, right? So you have talked about AI, ML, blockchain, and other technologies. So I just would like to ask you, sir, could you please put some light on the data piracy also, right? Because cybersecurity is a major concern in this kind of smart grids, right? So how, what are the techniques through which we can ensure that the data piracy can be minimized?
Uh, this is not exactly my field. So this is just brief idea how we can integrated IT domains with the in the reliability domains. So I have covered in that aspects. So that will give some light. So those researchers are from this domain. They can use application with the reliability tools.
Okay, Dr. Vivek. Is there anyone who would like to ask any additional question from the audience? Fine. Thank you, Dr. Vivek. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll start with our next presentation. So the session chair will be Professor H.D. Arora, sir. Dr. H.D. Arora is a professor and head of mathematics at Amity University, Noida. He has 24 years of experience in education and is a gold medalist in operational research. Dr. Arora has published 12 plus books and guided A plus PhD students. His research areas include fuzzy optimization and information theory. He has several publications in national and international journals. And the speaker for this session will be Professor Rajesh Prasad Mishra. Professor Rajesh Prasad Mishra is a professor currently working in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, BITS Pilani campus, Rajasthan. He has over 25 years of research and teaching experience. He earned his BE from MGCGV, Chitrakoot, Satna, and his ME and PhD from BITS Pilani. His research interests span maintenance engineering, lean manufacturing, optimization techniques, manufacturing system, and RAM simulation and analysis. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Uh,
Sir,
Thank you
we'll
very much.
start in 1 minute. 1 second, sir.
Yeah,
We will start
just a
in
minute.
1 minute.
I hope my slides are visible.
Sir, could you please hold for 1 minute?
Yeah,
Now, I would like to call Professor P.K. Kapoor to facilitate Professor H.D. Arora, sir, Vikram Bali, sir, and Shivani, ma'am. Hello,
yeah,
Professor Raju Prashad Mishra, sir, you will start.
yeah. I'm online. I hope I'm visible to you as well.
No, sir, we can't see you. So please, and also please share your screen.
Yeah, just a minute.
Now we
Now,
can hear
now,
you, sir.
is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now my slides are visible.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, thank you. What is the specified time for me?
So 30 minutes.
30 minutes, great. So, first of all, I would like to thank Professor Kapoor and his team to given me opportunity to talk over the conference related to the circular economy. I really appreciate, and I'm really sorry I could not come physically over there as I have promised because of some other urgent work and means something were happening in a personal level. So
Sorry to
apologies
interrupt you, sir.
from, yeah,
Could you please show your slides in the slideshow?
yeah, it will come. It will come. Yeah, now is it fine?
Perfect, sir.
Okay, thank you. So my apologies to the team that I could not come over there as a physically and meet and take the blessings of Professor Kapoor. I really appreciate his commendable work and dedication throughout all conferences I have been attending and participating. It's really my pleasure, and thanks to the all supporting team. It's very nice cooperation has been given to me, especially any occasion whenever I ask. So that's all. And now I want to take this opportunity to present some of work which are happening over uh, the circular economy framework. So basically, now I'm going to talk about the circular economy, and it is the need of our, it is very important thing that we need to do in this area. And basically everything is related to the what will be our future. And if we take the material and try to use the material in this faster rate, probably our next generation and next to next generations onwards, it will be a very havoc. We will not be able to use, and there will be a big problem for them. Not only related to the material I'm talking about also here that the type of climate which are happening and this the changing of the climate and the kind of a temperature, and we can see here that all of a sudden the winter sensation feeling like coming, and all of a sudden it heat waves or something like all of a sudden rain and very heavy rain, and all these things probably it was not occurring just before 50 years back, because things were very stabilized, and the way we were using the resources, that was sufficient, and that has not come to means that much of this much of deficiency. So I'm going to talk here that exploring the framework and trying to constructing the framework about the circular economy. So first of all, I just want to means thanks to all people who have given their means design and developed their frameworks and photos, which I have copied from the various internet sources. And I'm not also claiming those figures and things what we have copied from the internet sources are mine. And I am also appreciating their efforts and contribution towards this field. Now, to begin with, as I have introduced, it is if we can go way back and people started thinking about the ecology and the climate and the availability of the resources and all these, which actually bothers to whole world, not only us. It is bother to the even leaders. You can see that all country heads are going to a particular place and discussing about the problems which are happening, like climate change. Probably you might have listened just 3-4 months back. All country heads meets and talk about the climate change in the UN. And the UN also have taken initiative to develop how we should go ahead in the future and how we should act upon and do the things in a way that we could able or we will able to save our future generations and their development and related area. Because if the environment will not be proper or things will happen, there will be shortage of a material, so there will be a big challenge that how they will live, like what we are the means abundantly utilizing these resources. So that in 2015 actually there has been lot of effort in the previous also they have put, but since 2015 they have come up with the development goals, and that leads to make the equality peaceful life to everybody in the world. So they started developing and try to set the objective of these goals to till 2030, so that there will be means impactful things can be made over the areas and can be developed for all across people of all across the world. So first is that no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, which is a major challenge in India now. That you can see that most of our metropolitan cities and the cities are facing clean water or potable water, and there is a sanitation problem as well. Then affordable and green energy is the another challenge, because now we are in towards to utilize the solar energy, but it is not up to that level where we can reduce the fossil fuel or another sort of energy which we are taking from them. Then decent work and economic growth also has to be developed. And another very important, that where industry, innovation and infrastructure, which is the concern of us, like who are working in area of manufacturing, particularly bothering about the actually resources and the way we are having the system, basically. What I will talk over it, that what is the system. And 10th is the reduce the inequality, sustainable cities and communities. It's and responsible consumptions and production, climate actions, life below the water and life on the land, peace, justice, and strong inequalities and partnership for the goals. These are the really which is touching everybody's heart. It is not like those who are in academia and working in this area. You talk about anybody, they may be concerned about these things, and they try to do. So why these things are happening? Basically, I cannot talk about much in all other sectors. I am just I'm expert of the manufacturing side, so I'm going to talk that how manufacturing things is being contributing towards these, and we need to alert, or we need to develop some method which can be reducing these effects over the near future. So the first thing is that we are still in a phase of a linear economy. There are two important things in this particular presentation. One is that linear economy, and second is how we can take into the circular form. So I will be talking about those as well. So a linear economy is actually to use, means extract the raw material, convert into the useful form, and dispose it. So there are two challenges in this way, that you do not have abundant resources, and it is not like you can use those raw material as you want. The resources are limited, as you have seen. Every mines are getting losing their means the contribution of the particular ores, especially the precious ore. So in this process, there is a scarcity now, or there will be a scarcity in the future. Then converging and making, here also there are lot of fossil fuels and other things being used in terms of energy, and that actually contributing towards the generating a lot of carbon footprints and carbon means carbon dioxide gas, which is responsible for climate change majorly. And then disposing is the another challenge where we are having we are already a sort of land, and how much you can see around the Delhi itself, you see there are a lot of landfills, completely occupied by the garbage, and it is now it is not means uh, we cannot means trying to say that it will be going to be a garbage city, a kind of a thing in particular area. So these challenges actually we need to address this, and we have to be a very means sincerely we have to take these challenges. So linear economy, which is characterized by the take, make, and dispose model to face the numerous challenges which I have highlighted through this presentation. So that key disadvantage are actually to unsustainable system. That is what we can say now, that the linear process means we are creating, means extracting the raw material, then converting into the proper raw material format, and then manufacturing those materials to a useful product and disposing. So it is completely linear. There is no relation or there is nothing in between where we can sync with the equilibrium within the two cradle to cradle process. So that actually demonstrate why this shift towards the circular economy. Another important, as I have highlighted in the beginning, that the environment degradation, and because of that we are contributing towards the pollution, or contributing towards the unwanted air and the debris into the ecological system. So because of that air and water get polluted, we are moving, means we have cut lot of trees, and we actually converted into the means sand dunes, or kinds of land which is deserted land, we can say. And there are also problems of other living beings, means habitat. So these are the another contribution of our linear system of economy. Another important things which is just completely bothering about the most of the countries, as I am reiterating this particular point, that climate change is it is happening due to the all sort of gases which we are generating from the processes, especially means converting energy from the fossil fuels. They are creating a different type of gases which are responsible to absorb the more temperature and be there in our atmosphere. So our earth is getting more heated than the previous thing. So because of unbalance, the what amount of gases we are creating or converting into the form, and we are holding it into the some utilization form, because the carbon dioxide is a food of our trees, and we do not have that much trees, and cutting, even though the tree cutting process is still going on. So the huge amount of carbon or equivalent gases, those who are responsible for creating, means increasing the temperature. And because of that, we can see there is a there will be a problem in prediction even. If you just recall 10 to 20 years back, people were able to predict without any data that this will be the good climate, this will be the how things will work, and when it will be rainy season. Or but nowadays you have a lot of computational technology, but even though you are not able to predict, probably you can see that there will be a rain and there is a no rain. So these things are happening because of what we did, and try to did not try to understand, and we were enhancing the capability in terms of a means linear economy. So that is actually bothering. Then once we have these, so what are the key factors we should take away, and how we can reduce? Because we cannot at this moment, all of a sudden we cannot go back to the means olden day's life and immediately follow those practices. It is completely impossible to go back from the 0 or to a 10. We have to convert our habits. We have to think over, and this will take you to the lot of challenges and the job creation in terms of looking to reduce the effect of a linear process, basically. So we want to understand that how we can. So here we are just it has been proposed by many authors, and I'm also started working in this area to understand the circular economy. So basically, what we start thinking that how to minimize first, that whatever the we are generating the waste, how we can think of a little bit like a Kaizen process. We can try to minimize the waste, and we should work in a closed loop. That I will show you the diagram and talk about that how we can work on a closed loop. So, basically the key principle which can make the linear or line to circular or curve form, like we should try to discard the throwing out the material, or we starting in a habit of eliminating the waste. So we have to have a lot of uh, solutions for it. We should start understanding from the design how we take the product and think over it before taking the raw material to convert into manufacturing. How we can design in a such a way that it will be in a longer duration in the circle, and we can try to dispose as it was there. So it will be impossible uh, uh, at this particular point. But when we start thinking towards that, definitely we will get some other alternative processes and systems. Another important thing that the key product which we are using, if we as we are assembling the and converting into one product, so you can see, if you see a bike or car or trucks, there are hundred and thousands parts which will be which are converting into the one product. Or there are many other electronic devices, there may be having more than 10 to 20 type of a material which are assembling and converting in a form to a particular one product. So can we try to develop a such technology when once if it is used to dismantle or dismantle in a such way that it can take their original form? So that is also a major challenge. We do not have such kinds of a technology, or if it is think over it, it will be having a wasting so much of energy, and it will not be viable or feasible at this particular moment. So what we can do, we can try to extend the life of a product. Like you people using a mobile phone, and hopefully you may be discarding those mobile phone within the 3 years. I hope most of us, we are doing using a costlier mobile phone and just throw away by 3 years. So what will happen in to the next? All the resources will consume. So if we start thinking that what are the things has been lost due to the or degrade due to over the use of our mobile phone, and think that can those degradable thing can be rectified or repair or refurbish, or some of the material probably may be broken and it cannot be of these, so can have those material in a recycle way, so that it will still it is available to use and manufacturing of a different kind of a new product. So these things actually we do not have such at present a good technology or a system which can take into the original state, or it will be extending the life of a particular product. So one. And second thing, as I have talked about the greenhouses gases, that actually we are doing injustice to the other people. Means basically, if you just compare that highly developed countries are using and generating lot of greenhouses gases, and those people is still who are living in poverty without doing or harming in the environment, they are getting their effect. So we need to think those as per as those countries who are utilizing those green are generating more greenhouse gases. Can we convert where the our sun everybody, as we know that almost every energy is getting from sun. So can we directly convert the sun energy without adding up a greenhouse gases like renewable energy form and directly taking
Sir,
those energy. So we need to think in these areas.
sir.
I'm just commenting. It is not like things are not happening. Yeah, things are happening, but it could have happened more faster rate than what we are doing still. So we can restore the our ecosystem. So looking at these challenges of
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you.
yeah, I'm on the way. I will tell you the proposed things. I'm in a right track. Please do not worry about that. So, thinking of those challenges, and there are alternative solutions as available. We have done some case study, understanding the studies, compare the where things are having a major gap between the linear and what can be a circular economy concept. Looking at all those concepts, as I have told you that can be converted into two material. One is the technical material and biological material. So biological materials are very good to use and dispose in, and there are a lot of methods available can be disposed easily to the original form. But problem will be mostly to the technical material. So these are the studies we have done. The literature review about the present knowledge there in the our academia. Present knowledge available in the academia. So our two research practices students try to collect the definitions and understanding and the system about the people have proposed, and we try to convert that how many times they coin the keywords of like recycle, reuse, reduce, and recover. So you can see it's still statistics of recovering is very less where it has to be increased in the domain. So we have done studied the two cases. One is the case from Bangalore, and we could able to understand that what kind of a technological challenges actually required to handle those issues, and what are the key features which can be taken into the our concept and we can utilize, and it can be developed a good framework and try to solve whatever the challenges at this particular stage in the manufacturing sector it is available. So our students have done two case study which is already present in the literature, and we come up with understanding to develop as a model, uh, trying to understand the given situations and given resources available to framework. So we are coming and trying to propose in such a way that which can be a more practical framework to the our community, which can be implementable, and there will be a less hurdle which can impose as we since we are tuned to it, so which can be means less hurdle to the process. So that is what actually I just wanted to highlight these issues and challenges, and then we are also coming with the proposed solution which can be make them possible to it cannot be immediately taken away with all this, but slowly it will help sequentially it will help to reduce the obstacles or the problems which are actually taking or you can say it is making a differentiation to sustainable system. So that's what. So the conclusion, if I can say that that feasibility and benefits and principles we have gathered, and we are also trying to investigate the core principles and trying to develop framework which can be measurable first, that whatever the companies or the municipality trying to show. So if we can able to measure, so we can able to set up the current state, that this is the current state, whatever the work is going on towards the circular economy, then we can set up a goal. So we can have a clear understanding of the gap, and then we can able to tackle those issues. So that's all from my side. These are the various things I will tackle. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much for the given opportunity.
Any questions?
Thank you, Professor Mishra, for your insightful and thought-provoking presentation on circular economy. Your research will certainly enrich our understanding of this subject. I just have a small question regarding circular economy. But how can the individuals contribute to a circular economy in their daily lives? And what are the challenges businesses face in transition to circular economy?
You have asked really nice question, and the need of our that these questions needs to answer. Basically, the we should try to or extend our knowledge, understanding about the material characteristics and the processes and system, which to understand the various municipalities and surrounding cities, so that we can feel about where actually the problem in to convert into the circular economy. And the second part of a question, I sorry, forget that. What
Sir, what are the challenges businesses?
challenges? Yeah, challenges is the basically challenge with start from the beginning as a habit, and we do not have habit of reusing material. We have habit of uh, uh, means throwing the material. So that will start with awareness and means making them the people aware about the pros and cons about what they are doing, and slowly we can take up the technological challenge. Because one thing is that if suppose you have discarded the product, so you don't know what to do it, means other means that has to be given to the means original manufacturer or original equipment manufacturer, those who are producing. So they need a certain technology to disassemble in a right form of their material. So and there are so many challenges this point of a time, because we do not have those kinds of a system and process which are
Thank you,
working
sir.
efficiently. But yeah, there are a lot of companies which are working in this area.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Can I have any question from the audience? Do we have any question?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And once again, sir, pranam to Kapoor sir. I can able to see from back that he is sitting. So say my hi to Professor Kapoor.
Yeah, thanks, Rajesh, for
Yeah,
coming.
sorry, sir. This time I could not touch your feet. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to call Professor P.K. Kapoor, sir, to facilitate Dr. H.D. Arora, sir. Ladies and Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a break for high tea. Please proceed back to the back side of seminar hall and enjoy the refreshment. We will reconnect at 12 o'clock for the further session. Thank you.
Hey, hi, organization. I have a one question. Am I audible?
So we have just taken a tea break.
Yeah, that's fine, ma'am. I just wanted to
We'll be
know.
back in 20 minutes.
All right, ma'am. So, can we know what is the serial number for us so that we can also plan accordingly?
Please tell your name.
Ashwini Kumar,
Just a minute, sir.
paper ID 73.
So your serial number is 8.
8. All right, ma'am. Yeah, that I can see.
Yes, sir. So, so you will have to join other link.
Ma'am, I don't have any other link. This is the only link that I have.
So you have to join MDP Hall link.
Ma'am, could you please share it in the chat box, please? Because in the email that we have received this only. I think Preeti Lakhani is also here, who is in the same group.
Sir, please check the schedule. We have already given the link on the schedule. Please check session 13.
Yes, sir. From that schedule only, I have just linked, click on this link and I came here.
No, this is not the correct link. Please check carefully and join again. Thank you.
So we'll be starting with the next session. That will be the chairperson will be Professor H.D. Arora, sir, and the speaker will be Professor Suraj Rane. Dr. Suraj Rane is a professor and currently working in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Goa College of Engineering. He has 25 years of teaching and 1 year of industrial experience. He completed his BE Mechanical Engineering and ME Industrial Engineering from Goa College of Engineering and a PhD in Reliability Engineering from IIT Bombay. His research interests include reliability modeling and industrial engineering. He has received awards including the Chairman Special Award 2017 for contribution to industrial engineering. Over to you, sir.
Is my voice visible? Clear? Slide visible?
Sir, please, we can't hear you.
Okay. Is my slide visible?
Yes, sir, you are visible. Sir, please turn on your camera.
Yes, 1 minute. Can you see now?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can start with your presentation.
Okay. Professor Arora sir, good afternoon to you.
Professor Rane, good afternoon. How are you?
Yes. First of all, let me thank the organizers, especially Professor Kapoor and Professor Vivek, for giving me this opportunity again this year to be part of this conference. Normally, I used to visit every year, and this time it was impossible for me to attend in this particular period. But still, today also there is urgent meeting which was called. So I will try to do justice to both our institute as well as your our university, Amity University. Okay. So the presentation what I am giving you today is on safety risk management, an effective tool in risk analysis. Normally, what happens is in reliability we have a term called RAMS, where safety is the last word there, and normally people don't reach there in yes part. They go to RAM because of the importance given in certain industries which are non-critical in nature. But large systems normally have this particular advantage that they give safety priority first because of the effect of catastrophic damage which they can have over a period of time. We need to inbuild this safety or maintenance issue should be taken more priority because it can lead to reputation loss for the organization. In a brief, I will give you importance of what that risk management is all about and a case study in a industry. My presentation outline is will introduce what is this safety risk management, what are the objectives of this study, what are the steps, the need, the hazard identification techniques which are normally used, and a case study. In safety risk management system is nothing but a high level top down decision making system where we normally become proactive to take care of hazard before anything happens and mitigate them and reduce the loss to the organization in terms of monetary as well as life. This can be applied basically at the design stage itself so that manufacturing and maintenance will be following what the designer wanted. So that's the basic definition of safety management system. In aviation sector, the standard definition you can see there is a process within safety management system composed of describe the system, identify hazard, analyze it, assess and control the risk. Aviation being a large scale industry, like your shipping industry, nuclear power plants, big units like fertilizer plants, chemical plants, they normally have these type of systems in place because of regulations or regulatory authorities, and sometimes where multinational decisions have to be taken. What are the objectives in this three-step process? What normally people follow? The objectives are: we need to identify hazard, we need to express them, how they will affect the operations, what will be the impact on their operations, and how to reduce the chances of causing an accident due to this hazard. And when you do this, we need to have a complete holistic approach about that process so that we always have things in our control. Normally, we give priority to what we know about the system rather than what we should know about the system. That's the reason some accidents will always creep in. I have personally witnessed one particular incident where the investigation revealed that it was a minor, what you call flaw, which led to a catastrophic damage. That particular industry could have saved many people's salary, job, because life was not lost, but for a long time, company was closed, jobs were lost of that company, which created lots of social issues in the place. So we have many impacts, not only on operations, but also on the employees also. So we need to take care of those type of things where it decides how to take care of hazard. Why this is needed? Because when we go for accident-free organization, we always have what you call reduced insurance premium, because they see the past record, how many accidents have taken place. Based on that, the premiums are fixed. Then productivity is improved because no accidents means no downtimes. No downtime means more productive, value-added time, and that is the reason we have the productivity improved. Since there are no accidents, we have less legal cost, less compensation or no compensation at all, because these are the things which leads to unnecessary cost burden on the company. And finally, it is overall reputation of the company is at stake here. Always people in a social life will remember that this is a company which was this particular incident. How much of the cost, what are the compensation given, what is the loss in productivity, how much is the premium increase. Nobody will talk about that, but they will talk about the reputation loss. That is the reason most of the companies require accidents not to happen in their plant. What are the steps which are basically required here? In short, we need to identify the hazard, we need to go for assessment of the risk and mitigate the risk. The right side diagram is a standard diagram which is used to explain this type of steps. We identify in a particular manner proactively what to do, how to do, and how to solve that. Because these are the things which are proactively done. Otherwise, it is a breakdown type of effect on safety. Now, as far as procedure to conduct the risk assessment, we need to prepare and follow checklist for the risk assessment. What all things are required, and that is always done in a consultation with the OEMs of the component as well as the consultant who designed the entire plant. Because it is not individual components which are also at a risk, it is the connections between the components also are at a risk, because small error at the connection stage also will create a bigger problem. Once your checklists are ready, then you analyze the past inspections and injury reports, if anything happened before. If not happened before, then maintenance records has to be seen about where the maintenance people have encountered any likely flaws in the process or the product or the quality of the product. Sometimes maintenance product component quality or component in the sense equipment quality results in poor quality in the component being manufactured. So that also gives you an indication. That also record has to be seen if you don't have any accidents till now. Then prepare and update a safety plan. Now, based on the past record, if you get something, you try to observe that component or similar component, similar situation, similar mitigating factors or instigating factors, and try to see whether, as on date, all things are in place. Then you check whether we have a safety plan. If you don't have, prepare it. If you have, update it based on the past report. Once you update a plan, that means you have a plan, you ensure its compliance. See that it is followed. It is always having some meaning to it during its implementation. Nobody should violate it. Once you ensure it's compliant, then prepare contingency plans. How things can be taken care by others in an emergency situation. Include all employees in safety program. It should not be only at the top level. Include all employees in the safety program. Review the effectiveness of your safety plan regularly. Review the effectiveness of your safety plan regularly. That means what? It is a continuous process. It is not a 6 monthly or 1 year process. The safety has to be taken regularly in consultation with all the employees in place. That is the reason. That is the reason we have two things in place. One, we need to have our plan in place, and we need to have compliance in place. Because if both the things go hand in hand, we will always have something called as safe plan. Now, what are the hazard identification techniques? These are the different techniques which normally in safety analysis we use. It's a preliminary hazard analysis, which is a straightforward method in design phases, where we identify hazards with results updated as more detailed risk analysis progresses. We keep updating the hazards. Then this is used as a indication for our initial plan. Next comes job safety analysis, which is similar to the earlier case, where we enhance the safety awareness among personnel by reviewing work procedures just before tasks, ensuring readiness and mitigating risk effectively. Then is a commonly used tool called FMCEA or FMEA, failure mode effects and criticality analysis, where we identify potential failures of modes of system components, their causes, and the resulting impact on the overall system reliability. This is very much used either in the design phase or in the process, both the process. Either it is called design FMEA or process FMEA. Next is a safety critical tool called HAZOP, Hazard and Operability, where we develop process plan, employ structured brainstorming with guidewords to detect deviations. What all deviations take place compared to the what you call our standard path SOP. Hazard scenarios and are widely adopted in initial design phases and subsequent system modification. Next is only safety related tool called as bow tie analysis, where we have a visual tool that helps identify potential causes and consequences of hazards, which is used to assess risk of aviation, combining two tools called fault tree analysis and event tree analysis. Bigger plants like aviation sector are using this. Now, a case study, a small case study, I will explain you what all we have done here. It's an ongoing process which is going on. Applied in a hydraulic pump assembly unit, which is exporting the component pump to many places across the country and outside also, where the pumps are mounted on a your vehicle. First, in hazard identification, we identified the moving components of machinery, electrical system, and manual handling of heavy components. That means what all hazardous things are there in these type of components that we have identified. Then in risk analysis phase, we found out, we evaluated the frequency and severity of each hazard, identifying high risk areas such as the assembly line and welding station. High risk area. Once the component we identified, hazard situation we identified, then we go to identify the assembly line and welding station. Then risk evaluation. We have prioritized risk based on likelihood of occurrence and potential impact on work safety production. In evaluation phase, we try to check how likely that hazardous situation will create some risk, and what is the effect of that risk on the employee and the process or production. Once you evaluate it, we come to know how risky it is to go ahead with that. Then we control the risk, like implement control systems such as safety guards, emergency stop buttons, administrative controls, like safety protocols, regular maintenance schedules, and provide PPE like gloves and safety goggles. Depending upon what the process is, depending upon what the situations are, whether it is temperature based, heat based, or chemical based, we need to have control system on that. Once control is there, then we have to monitor and review. Establish a monitoring system to track the effectiveness of implemented measures and scheduled quarterly reviews to update a risk assessment. So this is nothing but a cyclic process where we continuously update, continuously implement, continuously work on it so that we have risk-free, accident-free environment. What are the tools which I told you before? Bow tie analysis. If you look at the bow tie analysis, we have a hazardous event at the middle. On the left side, we have hazards and threats. What are the triggers for them? And what are the proactive actions we can take? On the right side, if events happen, on the right side, how to mitigate it? The reactive part of it. What are the consequences of that? That is being recorded here. That means from this picture, we clearly see proactively what we can do and reactively what we can do. And these are very much there as a dashboard in the maintenance department or the safety department to tell people what all evaluation we have done. And below, we write there engineering activities, maintenance, and operation activities you need to focus on where this hazard situation can occur. In this industry, pump industry, the bow tie clearly indicates the top event, in the center, the potential event, and the right side, the potential consequences. Okay, the summary, whatever I just now told you, is there on this. Now, in this case, pump related hazards, what all things can happen here? Pump cavitation, a sudden drop in pressure causing vapor bubbles, air bubbles to form within the pump, leading to damage if not controlled. Second one, hydraulic shock, sudden pressure changes due to rapid valve closure potentially causes pipe damage. Then pump seal failure, leakage from the pump seal potentially releases hazardous fluids. Then overheating can happen, which can be because of excessive pump operation, causing overheating and component failure. Then motor failure, electric issues leading to pump stoppage, impacting production flow. This is all are things possible in the pump which we have taken for study, and this was done in an environment where some things have failed earlier and some things have not failed earlier. That means reactively and proactively we have to list down all that. Next tool is FMEA, where if you see the third column is mode, M, fourth column is effect, E, and analysis comes on the all other columns till the RPN. RPN is the number which will tell us which component or which part or which failure to take on priority basis. Row wise, first component is seal, then bearing, shaft, impeller, casing. For each one, we try to find the mode, find the effect of failure, then how this failure occurs, what is the severity, then what is the chances of occurrence, and the detection. And you multiply all the three numbers in the second last three columns, column number 6, 7, 8, S, O, and D, and you get the RPN. 5 into 3, 15 into 2, 30. That means whichever RPN is more, like 126 is for impeller, component serial number 4, that has to be taken on priority basis. So all those things have to be listed down to study how this can fail, what are the effects, and what to analyze. And this is the last tool, fault tree analysis, where we find out how a pump can fail. AND gate and OR gate is used to find out how those effects are occurred on pump can fail because of valve failure and valve close, or faulty indicator, light fall, control command fail, operator unable to open valve, all that. And the numbers indicate what are the chances of the failure of. So this diagram tells you everything about the why the pump can fail and what are the basic causes. So these are the three tools and the procedure for safety risk analysis which are used. So in conclusion, this particular technique identifies hazard-based critical events. This strategy helps in understanding relation between components and its role in plant operation, reduces damage to plant and reputation of organization, and this is beneficial for large systems like defense equipment, nuclear plants, etc. So that's all from my side. If any discussions can happen, we are free to go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Rane. Thank you for your insightful and thought-provoking session on safety risk management. Your research will certainly enrich our understanding about the concept. I have just one question. What are the various measures to be taken continuously to improve the risk management system?
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your comment and motivating words. Risk management is like we should be continuously aware about what is happening around us in terms of what you call past accidents, past injuries, and based on that, we should continuously monitor the steps taken by as per the control management document, which is available for the components which are likely to fail. If we don't have a control management system for a component which has chances of failure, we at least should have what you call as control document as per ISO safety analysis, so that next time anybody new person also takes over that component or machinery, he should be following the safety management. There clearly things are explained about what are the steps taken proactively and reactively.
Thank you, Professor Rane. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call Professor P.K. Kapoor, sir, to facilitate Dr. Kuldeep Chaudhary, sir. The next session chair is Professor P.K. Kapoor and the speaker is Professor Millie Pant. Dr. Millie Pant is an academician and researcher in the fields of applied mathematics, data science, and artificial intelligence. She is a professor and the current head of Department of Applied Mathematics and Scientific Computing at the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. She is a joint faculty at the Mehta Family School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and an adjunct faculty at AIT Thailand. Dr. Pant has an extensive publication list with over 200 peer-reviewed articles in various journals and conferences of national and international repute. Over to you, Dr. Millie Pant. Dr. Millie Pant, I would request you to please unmute yourself and share your screen. We'll start in 5 minutes. I request Ms. Shivani Khanuja and Bhavna Saluja please join the correct link for MDB Hall 1. This is the wrong link mentioned on the schedule. Ms. Shivani Kushwaha, I request you to please join the correct link mentioned on your schedule.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, my time is around 2 p.m.
But this is the wrong link. This is for F3 seminar hall.
Sorry.
You have to join F3 MDP hall 1 link. It must be mentioned on the schedule.
So right now my paper presentation or what?
You have to exit from this link, from this meeting.
Oh.
Professor Milipant, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm there.
Yes, you're audible. Thank you. The next session chair is Professor P.K. Kapoor, and the speaker is Professor Milipant. Dr. Milipant is an academician and researcher in the fields of applied mathematics, data science, and artificial intelligence. She is a professor and the current head of Department of Applied Mathematics and Scientific Computing at the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. She is joint faculty at the Mehta Family School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and faculty at AIT Thailand. Dr. Pant has an extensive publication list with over 200 peer-reviewed articles in various journals and conferences of national and international repute. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. And I would now be sharing my slides here. Just give me a second. So the topic on which I'll be talking today is explainable AI in healthcare. We all have been talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has been in pictures since a long time, right from its development in sometimes in 50s, then it gained popularity, then it became more and more popular. People started using it in different domains, and so on and so forth. But nowadays, when artificial intelligence is actually being implemented in various systems, researchers belonging to different domains, like that of social science, like that of psychology, and so on and so forth, are talking about other aspects of artificial intelligence, and one of them is explainable artificial intelligence. We will be talking about the explainable artificial intelligence in healthcare, because healthcare is one of the areas in which artificial intelligence is supposed to have a lot of scope. And also, if you see the research articles in different journals, you will observe that a lot of work is being done in this area. Several medical agencies, several government agencies are spending a lot of fund in the implementation of artificial intelligence in the domain of healthcare. There are several reasons why the artificial intelligence is being seen as a potential tool in this area, and some of these are listed here. Like we need some potential tool, or we need some potential technique that can help in increasing the life expectancy. And also it is observed that there is a lot of increase in the chronic diseases. Also, there are new therapies, because there are new illnesses, there are new diseases, there are new development of therapies, and we need something that can make these therapies more affordable. Okay, if you talk particularly from the point of view of social scientists, then they say that the future of sustainability of healthcare systems is not very bright unless we have a very potential tool. Okay, so now what AI can do here? Since most of the data can now be digitized, and we know that AI can work very well when it is provided data, therefore, we can use it for analyzing the vast amount of data that is being generated through different medical areas. So, like AI can help in reading the prescriptions and drawing a meaningful outcome of it. AI can help it analyzing the data that is being generated by different signals different signals generated by different machines in healthcare and things like that. With the help of AI, we can identify and recognize the patterns, following which we can recommend some good solution or possibly an optimal solution. Area-wise, artificial intelligence can be applied to almost all the areas, which include hospital management from the management point of view, then from the doctor's point of view and the patient's point of view, there can be health monitoring. Then again, it can be early detection, diagnosis, treatment, anomaly detection, image processing, finally, which will lead to a good decision making. So we call it clinical decision support system. So AI can be a potential tool in developing good clinical decision support systems. So in the previous slide, we saw that AI has a lot of potential. At least that's what the researchers think. That's what the researchers predict. Okay, because AI on papers at least has shown to give very good solution to very complex problems. So what exactly is the issue? Issue is human life. Whenever a human life is involved, making decisions become very critical. One has to make decisions in a very informed manner. A lot of uncertainty is involved. Just give me a second.
Ma'am, please continue your presentation. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Sorry, I forgot that I was still muted. Okay, so let's come to the issues that are there in the application of artificial intelligence. So it is okay to write everything in papers. I mean, it is okay to show that a particular AI algorithm is performing very nicely. But in real life, what happens is when we are actually collecting the data that we collect incorporates in itself a lot of uncertainty. The uncertainty can be in different formats. Okay. I mean, uncertainty can be as simple as a missing data, which looks simple, but when we start applying artificial intelligence algorithm, that missing data may play a very crucial role. Or if we are talking about images, then the images may not be very clear. So that is another type of uncertainty. Okay, the uncertainty in the data may lead to the uncertainty in prediction. The uncertainty in prediction may lead to uncertainty in judgment. The uncertainty in judgment may ultimately lead to an uncertain action. And one has to be very, very careful because of the involvement of a human life. So, as I was telling you, writing everything on papers is very easy. But when we are explaining it to someone, or to be more precise, to the stakeholders, then the things get complicated. Let's talk about two main stakeholders, the patient and the doctor. Okay, now why we are getting a particular result will be very difficult to explain to a doctor, let alone a patient. A patient may be completely illiterate. He or she may not be having any idea what an AI is, what an X-ray is, and so on and so forth. The patient will be totally clueless about the medical terminology as well as the AI terminology. And you are telling the patient something that has been generated by a system, not by a human being. So gaining the trust of human beings is very difficult unless you make that particular system explainable to the human being. Okay, same is the case with doctors or the medical practitioners. Why a particular diagnosis is being made. All this is because of the black box nature of the artificial intelligence algorithms. And when I'm talking about artificial intelligence algorithms, I'm basically talking about the deep networks. The networks that are so deep that whatever is happening in between is not clear to the person who has developed the algorithms. Okay, so if a person who's developing the algorithm is not clear about what is happening in the in-between layers, then how will he or she explain it to the stakeholders? That is the issue with artificial intelligence. Okay, so here are some of the cases in artificial intelligence, the application of artificial intelligence in healthcare. So there is one example in which a deep learning model developed to screen X-rays for pneumonia used confounding information like the scanner's location to detect pneumonia. Okay, this is completely an irrelevant information. So perhaps the data was not fed properly into the system. I mean, besides adding the relevant information, irrelevant information was also fed into the system. Another example was that patients with asthma were found by a deep learning model to be at low risk of death by pneumonia because the model predicted or the model learned from a training data set that included a group of patients with asthma who had active intervention from clinicians. Now, this again is a very, even a person having very small knowledge of medicines or healthcare will know that if a person is having asthma, then the risk of the person of dying with pneumonia are quite high. They are not at low risk. So this was again a wrong diagnosis. And if such a diagnosis is implemented, then it will become very critical for the patient. This is another example in which a model developed by the researchers from Mount Sinai Hospital, which performed very well in distinguishing high-risk patients from non-high-risk patients based on X-ray imaging. Okay, so yeah, by the way, Mount Sinai is one of the hospitals which actively use artificial intelligence. I mean, they have a proper R&D lab in which they make use of artificial intelligence tools. Hmm. So what happened here was that when the tool was applied outside Mount Sinai, the performance was not good or the performance deteriorated. Now, this happened because in the Mount Sinai hospital, the data that was taken was of that region only. I mean, of a particular region. Or it was taking the data only of the patients of its hospital, and the patients were from a particular region only, those who were nearby Mount Sinai. So it was a very biased data. And if that tool is applied to data anywhere else, the results are not likely to be good. There are several examples. During COVID times, a lot of work was done. A lot of researchers used artificial intelligence algorithms to show the work or to develop the tools which help in diagnosing COVID and so on and so forth. So, this example is that the data sets constructed to identify COVID-19 from X-ray images are biased with positive and negative images taken from different sources. There are some other examples as well.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Please try to conclude your presentation. Ma'am, please try to conclude your presentation.
So thank you, everyone.
Any questions?
Ma'am, thank you for this wonderful presentation.
I'm not sure if it was wonderful because I hardly got 10 minutes to speak, but thank you if you appreciated it.
But you can take 5 steps more, ma'am. You can have no issue.
Absolutely fine with me. You should have told me in the beginning itself that I will not be given more than 10 minutes. First of all, I was started 20 minutes late, but I'm thankful to you for calling me here. Thank you.
Sorry, Millie, this is Professor Kapoor. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir. कैसे हैं आप?
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't know that they gave you 10 minutes. Is it true?
थैंक यू 10 मिनट्स दिए मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है सर आपने मुझे बुलाया मेरे लिए यही बहुत बड़ी बात है बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर
This is unfair. Yeah. I'm sorry on behalf of the organizers because there were many talks and they couldn't be held well in time. Some people were unhappy. But anyway, I apologize.
नहीं नहीं सर बिल्कुल नहीं सर आप तो सर बड़े हैं हमारे बिल्कुल मतलब मुझे वैसे कोई शिकायत नहीं है सर मैं सच में बहुत मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है कि आप मुझे बुलाते हैं ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है
It's our pleasure to call you. Anyway, this is over now.
जी ठीक है सर थैंक यू सर नमस्कार सर
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughtful insight. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this session. A big thank you to our esteemed speaker for their valuable insights and engaging discussion. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you all for your participation and thoughtful questions. We hope this session was informative and enriching. So, I, Fahad Khan, MOC of this prestigious conference, signing off. Have a great day ahead.
मैंने कहा कि ऑलरेडी क्या है रेडी 3 साल तो ऑफिशियल बहुत कुछ है जो क्षेत्र में खाली हो वो खाली उसको बुला दो आईटी वाले को हम आगे भैया ले लो